All right, fans of music, welcome back. It is Dave, the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like you, right there, and me right here. Don Felder. Yes, I do believe Don Felder was promised a song on Hotel California. Despite all the revision that happened in the Eagles documentary, The History of the Eagles, a 4-hour-long epic, it's like 3 hours and change, that if you sit through, you know, you're a rock and roll fanatic like yours truly. I've watched that documentary a few times, and I just shake my head at the level of vitriol that is thrown out towards Don Felder. And yeah, I know the book had already come out by then, and they're probably saying, well, you know, Felder's lucky he got into the documentary, even though it shows Felder crying at one point as he gets up and talks about how he lost friendships and loved being in the band. I just think he wanted his fair share. I think if he signed a contract, you know, contracts are kind of important. We've learned that in other band situations like the Little River Band, which I won't talk about here. But when you sign a contract and you don't read the contract ahead of time, or if you say, you know what, I signed that contract, but I didn't really mean it, you're doing that stuff, and you're basically just trying to revise history later on because, oops, I shouldn't have done that. But that's what happens. Legal contracts are binding, okay? Unless you've got a super high-powered lawyer that can parse the fine print and get you out of it. Look, the Eagles settled with Felder, okay? They settled, and I think Felder gets some money. He gets probably some touring revenue. He probably gets maybe even some royalties if they record new material. You know, who knows? I mean, he might have made a few bucks off the Long Road Out of Walmart CD that came out a few years back, but who knows? The point is, I think Felder was promised a song on Hotel. And here's why Victim of Love would have been fine. Because you had everybody else singing a song, for crying out loud. Randy had a song, Joe had a song, Glenn had a song, and then, of course, Henley had a bunch of songs, or more songs, than everybody else. Do I think Henley's got the best voice in the band? Yeah, but I don't think it's by a mile. And people will say, you're crazy. You know, Don Henley had this amazing voice, and, you know, it's got this soul, and it's got this, and it's got that. You know what's a really annoying Don Henley song to listen to? All She Wants to Do Is Dance. Listen to that a few times and tell me his vocal on that is good. Because to me, the little hairs on the back of the neck, they don't stand up. They kind of curl up, you know? It's kind of like they go into the fetal position. I'm sorry, I don't like everything the guy does. There are other songs that he sang this song where Axl Rose sings on it. Last album of the 80s, End of the Innocence album, whatever that is. And it's completely grating. It's just, rock stations were playing the song. I was playing it because everybody was playing it. Couldn't stand the song. I didn't know who was whinier. Was it Henley or was it Rose? I don't know. The point is, Don Felder can sing. Can he sing better than Joe Walsh? Well, let's put it this way. He sings as well as Joe Walsh. They have two very different style voices. And you'll even hear Glenn Frey sort of mock Joe Walsh in the documentary when they say, hey, we traded Bernie Leadon for Joe Walsh. We might have lost a little on the vocals, but man, we got more on the guitar. And that's true. They did lose some on the vocals. By the way, Visions, a song that Don Felder sang for the most part with some help from the other guys on one of these nights, that particular song I think is better than anything that Bernie Leadon sang on while he was with the Eagles. Just throwing it out there, people. So the premise of this video, again, is to kind of look at Don Henley and say, hey, Don, what was up with that? Look, these guys were angry because Felder had written the book. Oh, we'll put Felder in the documentary, all right. We'll invite him in. We'll let him say a few things, and then we'll edit, and then we'll make him look bad, and we'll, you know, just put it out there, whether it's true or not, that Felder wasn't promised a song on Hotel California. No, he wasn't promised a song, but yet you sent Irving Azoff in to take him out so you could record the song with Don Henley, okay? Now, I get it. Irving Azoff, he was big fan of the band and, you know, one of these great managers and so forth, but really sneaky, really underhanded. Give the guy a song. I guarantee you, it wouldn't affect it. I mean, the record sales still would have been out of control, and Victim of Love would have been one of these great album cuts that it got played on rock stations years ago. Every once in a while, you might hear it. Does Henley do a nice job on the vocal? Yes, he does a great job singing the song. However, it would have been interesting and it would have been appropriate for Don Felder to sing that song. All right, I'm done. I'm done venting, okay? I'm not revising history here. What I'm doing is actually sticking up for Don Felder because in my estimation, he deserves it. All right, done. See ya. Bye.